In this episode, we sit down with James Robinson, YouTuber and PGA golfer. We discuss James's journey from starting his YouTube channel back in 2018, all the way on how he's been able to successfully get 270,000 subscribers and 110 million views. The ups and downs of YouTube life, his family life, and everything in between. This episode is not to be missed. I hope you enjoy it. James.
Tom, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
I know. It's been a while. The first episode that we did went down really well, so I thought, what better guest to get back on than yourself?
Oh, fantastic. I've been watching them all, to be fair, mate. It's really good to see how you're doing.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I really do. So you've got to 270k subscribers on YouTube, and you've got to 110 million views.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely phenomenal.
It's a lot, and when you first start, you don't kind of think about numbers like that. Obviously, there's people in the space way bigger than me, way more views and stuff like that. But for me, I've been a one-man band for a long time. I've just took young Rob on, who's helping with the camera and stuff, and obviously Laura, my wife's helped with some stuff as well. So we're a very close-knit team. And the thing I pride myself on the most is those views. I've enjoyed every single thing I've made because I just work with my friends and my mates and stuff and my family. So yeah,
that's brilliant. And you just said it as well. You started it in 2019.
Yeah, which
is obviously a few years ago now, but in hindsight, it's not actually that long ago, is it?
It doesn't feel that long. Like we were just saying off camera, weren't we? We feel like 2020, which was the year that everything shut down, feels like last year, but it's obviously not, is it? We're a long way away from that. So.
And how did because we just said, didn't we, that the podcasts are going really well, and obviously it's all about consistency, isn't it? So going from myself took me 2 years to get to 1,000 and then 2 weeks to get to 2,000.
Yeah.
You get that momentum. And then for yourself, did you say it was 1 year?
1 year for 1,000.
Yeah.
I think it was 6 months for 100.
Right.
To put it in perspective.
Yeah,
yeah. And then another 6 months for 900, and then I think it was another month for 2,000.
Yeah.
So it's a fickle beast, I think. It's very... it's difficult. It's difficult to wrap your head around as well.
Yeah.
I sometimes feel like I'm a bit of a busy fool because I post so often. But for me, I like that. It keeps me regimented. It keeps me something to do. I haven't missed a day since last time we met.
That's incredible.
Uploading. And I'm not saying that they're all fantastic videos. I enjoy making them. Some people enjoy watching them. I could probably post less and try and make the edits better and maybe the storyline a little bit better. But for me, I just enjoy putting them out. And
that's the main thing, though, if you enjoy it.
Absolutely. I have a bunch of people who comment on every video, mainly in America, because I post at 1 or 2 p.m. UK time, which is 7 or 8 a.m. US time, and they're having the morning coffee. And for me, that's brilliant because they're having morning coffee. And I sometimes do that. If I'm not too busy, I have guys that I watch that are not very much in the golf world because I spent that long doing it, but cars, watches, anything like that I have an interest in, or football, I will have a morning coffee and watch it, so I can kind of see how they're watching it. It's fun.
Yeah, I love it. How did things change then? So you had the first year of filming and posting the content in 2019, and then, like you said, 2020 hit, but then you managed to go full time in 2021. How did that transpire?
I think I was full time just before. It must have been 2018 we started. I think I've told you wrong.
Right.
Because I think I was full time just before COVID. Because I remember, so my plan was, I started the channel to get more people through the door for golf lessons, market yourself a little bit, which everyone should be doing now, shouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then I saw the kind of revenue creep up a little bit, opportunities creep up, and I thought, because I was working in the pro shop and teaching, all right, if I can substitute that pro shop wage, which wasn't a lot, £1,000, £1,500 a month, with the AdSense and still teach, I'd much rather just be making the videos than serving people in the pro shop. So when that happened, I was and my boss at the time, Alex at Huddersfield, she was fantastic. She was like, James, go and do it, chase it, whatever you need to do. And it was just a jump, you just got to take the jump. And then COVID hit, I was like, shit, I don't have any backup. There was no, so I just had to carry on doing it. And I didn't miss a day even during that. I cut I think Lad Bible Shed actually, I cut a golf course in the garden, borrowed some stuff from Woolley Park Golf Club, borrowed a flag and stuff, just made some teaching videos, made some fun videos. And it was like, it just was what it was. You just made the best of a bad situation.
Yeah,
Had like a big mattress up against the wall, hitting golf balls into it instead of a practice net. Because you couldn't buy stuff. You couldn't order practice nets. Anything that was, you probably remember, any gym stuff, you couldn't order it, could you?
Yeah. Went out of stock in about
Yeah, absolutely.
30
And then they were selling it for like 3 times as much.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like not to dwell on COVID too much, because I feel like it's in the past for us all, isn't it? But yeah, I think a lot of people probably came out fairly strong from it, just for trying to keep going and stuff like that.
Definitely, that's what I love. I think that's what it's all about for me. It's not saying, this has happened and it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. It's like, well, there is always something that you can do. Like what's in your control, and you've took everything that was in your control. Because if COVID would have hit, and you thought, I'll just carry on when COVID passes by, then you might not be where you are today.
No, probably not. It's very much. And I probably think this too much, but I think it's very much momentum based. Like if you lose your momentum, I feel like it could take a long time to catch up because there's always somebody ready to take your place.
Yeah.
And that's the same in any walk of life, not just social media, but anywhere, any business, any sport. So you've just got to keep on it. And I wouldn't say that I'm the hardest worker in the world. Like I spent some time working in a factory for my dad when I was 18, 19. That was hard work. This is fun. So when people say, "Oh, you work so hard," and this, and people do, I'm like, nah. Like I go and play golf. Fair enough. There's stresses to it. You're running a business. There's tax returns. There's commercial sponsors you have to try and sort out and things like that. Realistically, it's not that.
But what would you rather be doing?
Exactly. Yeah. And that I remember stood on the factory line, thinking, I'm not doing this anymore. And I went to speak to my dad and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I was on good money at the time, like for an 18-year-old. It was Hesco Bastion, so it was like a military factory making bastions for Afghanistan and stuff like that. And it was like, I can't physically do this anymore. I had a back operation because we were grafting, like lifting stuff and things like that. And I just thought, no way. So then I went to my dad, I was like, I'm going to go and work in a pro shop. I'm going to do my PGA qualification. I'm going to teach golf. And he said, well, golf might make you happy. It'll never make you wealthy. I was like, well, that's fine. I don't want to be wealthy. Like, I just want to be happy. And then you work harder and harder and harder. And I won't say I'm wealthy, but it keeps a roof over our head. I can do all my hobbies. I've got a car that I love and baby that we love. We go on holidays. So I feel like, what more do you want?
Exactly. That's it. What more do you want? And what is wealth? In one person's eyes is different to somebody else's eyes.
Yeah.
If you can earn £1 million a year, but you're miserable.
Exactly. What's the point?
You're not wealthy, are you?
Yeah.
But if you're earning whatever you're earning and you go to work and you're happy every day, that's wealth for me.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So, it's fair play. No,
he was wrong in a sense.
Well, yeah. I think sometimes we like to prove his dad's wrong if we can.
Absolutely, yeah.
Me and my dad have a conversation from time to time because OSI, the business that I run now, that I own with my sister and my brother, my dad started that, and we took over. And don't get me wrong, we've done well with it since, but it's not mine. I haven't founded it.
Yeah.
And that's why Tom's Talks is really special to me, because I want to grow something that's mine and found something that's mine, and I can turn around and say I did that on my own. Obviously, I've got the help of the people I work with, but
it's still your idea. It's still your based on obviously your experiences with family and stuff like that. So
So where did the love for golf initially start for yourself then?
Probably from my dad.
Yeah.
Like initially I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, and we would always have this discussion like, oh, you owe me because you hated golf. And basically made me go and play. I think he just saw it as he didn't want us like wasting time. He didn't want us during the summer holidays just going out and like messing about and not really having a goal to go at. So my brother was really good. He still is quite decent. He's not as good as me, but he's all right.
Younger or older, your brother?
He's older, yeah. He's older. He's older. He's taller. He's not a good looking. So. But yeah, he's a good player, and we always had that kind of rivalry and stuff.
Yeah.
And that helps. Like having a sibling rivalry is massive, isn't it? In anything. So I think my brother got down to scratch. I got down to like 4 handicap.
Just sorry for the viewers because I'm just getting to grips with the lingo in golf.
Yeah.
When you say scratch,
So 0 handicap.
so is that par?
Yeah.
So you go around on par?
You should do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't.
When I played golf with my dad last Thursday, I was trying to explain everything to him. I was like, just slow it down, Dad. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So a scratch is, so if you've got a par 4 and then a par 5 and then a par 3, and you go around in 4 holes, 5 holes, 3 holes, that's going round on scratch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's that obviously helps, and I think my dad secretly loved it that we very quickly got better than him, which was
Right.
good. And yeah, like family holidays would be kind of golf holidays
Yeah.
and stuff. And yeah, like looking back, really, really thankful for. I wouldn't say forced us into it in the end. Like there was a period where I was like, if you don't want to do it, you ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
And like I never really went and played like Sunday league football or anything like that. I did a little bit of rugby and stuff, but nothing major. And I always just thought, well, I quite enjoy golf now actually, because golf's good when you can do it, but when you can't do it, and by do it, I don't mean scratch. I mean 30 handicap, can hit it, find it, hit it, find it.
Yeah.
And once you can do that, I feel like you can enjoy it because the handicap system's there.
Yeah.
So like I could have a game with you, you could win one week, I'd win the other week, which is great. There's no other sport like that in the world. I can't go and have a kickabout with Ronaldo and him like handicap me so that I can. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work. So.
But I did, like I said, I enjoyed when I played my first round of 18 holes last Thursday. What I wanted to achieve before I played was that I could get round. I could just get round the course.
Yeah.
I knew it would be frustrating, but if I could get round and not embarrass myself too much, then I thought I would enjoy it. And I did enjoy it. The weather was nice. It was nice to spend some time with
The
Dad.
weather's crucial, isn't it?
Yeah.
The weather is absolutely key.
And I don't get me wrong, I hit a lot more bad shots than good shots. A lot more.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot more. But when you hit that good shot, like I think there was maybe 2 or 3 holes where I got round in 1 or 2. I got to the
like a par.
Yeah. I got par or just 1 or 2 over. And when I got there, I was like, oh yeah, this feels good.
Yeah.
So.
And that's key because that's what you remember. Like in 2 weeks, you play last week, did you say?
Last Thursday.
So in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you won't remember the crap. You'll remember the good stuff.
Yeah.
And I always think you always hit one shot towards the back end of the round where you're like, oh, can't wait to come back and do this. It's like the golfing gods throw that at you.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
That was it, exactly. I think it was the 17th hole and I was getting so fed up. It'd been a long day because we had a shotgun start and there was like 24 teams. There was a lot of waiting around and it took us like 4.5 hours, 5 hours to do the 18 holes.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it was a long day. It was a good day. But the 16th, 17th hole, I was like, I'm fed up with this now. Like. And then I said on the 18th hole, I said, right, this hole, I'm going to make it the best one.
Yeah.
And it was the best hole
positive self-talk
of the day. So I thought, right, I left it on a positive note there. And then the camaraderie with everyone there, having a beer after. I thought like I could do this quite frequently.
I think the beauty of it is like you can literally do this now until you're old and frail.
Yeah.
Because that's the beauty of what I've seen for people who I've taught in the past. Like been playing golf since they were 10, 12 years old, still playing golf when they're 80.
Yeah.
So there's not many sports you can do that either, is there?
No, definitely not. And I think the thing with golf is you've got to do it frequently.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Unless like there's always people who are really annoyingly talented. Like my next door neighbour's a builder, so he's with his hands all day. And we go and play golf like at the 9 hole at Woolley, and he's like just hits it, and he's like on the green. He's like, oh right, picks his bag and what's up. Like you've got no right to do that. You've got absolutely no right to do. But some people are just like really good with the hands and coordination and stuff.
Yeah.
So I hate those people.
So how old were you then when you first? Well, I know you said you didn't quite love it at the beginning, but when you really started to find that passion, what age were you?
When I was like 12, I probably started really loving it when I was 14 or 15.
Right.
Like you start to see your handicap come down, you get to like single figures, you get to like category 1, which was 5 and less and stuff like that. And yeah, you kind of meet like-minded people, don't you? So you're playing in like teams, you're playing for the club that you're at and stuff like that. And it's good. Like it just gives you something to strive for and watch. And then obviously watching people like Tiger Woods on TV, you couldn't not get into it at that point. Like watching the Masters, for me, was like a massive thing as well. Masters, watching the Open, going to the Open, stuff like that. So yeah, just really absorbing yourself in it. And you always have this dream of like being one of the best in the world kind of thing. I couldn't think of anything worse now because they must be under so much pressure and so much stress. Like if you're like top 10, top 20, top 50 in the world, I'm sure it's great because you're a multimillionaire and you've got people throwing money at you. But all these guys who people don't see the stress that they're under, and like they're so good as well. There's so many really good golfers out there that you will never hear of that could, being given the opportunity, could be like unbelievable. But I suppose it's like anything in life and in sport, isn't it? There's so many probably footballers that we'll never hear of, just because they probably weren't given the opportunity.
Mm.
But yeah, like I wanted that for like a brief spell, and then just saw that first of all it was miles out of reach, which is why I thought to go down the teaching route. Because I wanted to stay in golf, but knew that it wasn't going to happen playing wise.
What is the difference then between, again, golf's something that's new to me, so your handicap, what is the difference between your handicap and somebody like Rory McIlroy?
So we wouldn't have one because we're both classed as pros.
Right.
But for me, there's two different types of pro. So I'm
Okay.
a golf professional. It's like a PGA pro, member of the Professional Golfers Association. Rory's a tour pro.
Right.
So I think he might have like an honorary membership to the PGA or something, but he literally just goes, stumps up, plays, wins money. And I could do that to a lower level, but there's a big difference between someone who's designed their career to help other people and like teach golf, service golf facilities, run a golf club, and someone like one of the world's best players who just goes and plays every week. And I think that's a big misconception, really, because people assume that us being golf professionals should be going and shooting the lights out every week. And sometimes you can. Sometimes you go and shoot level pike and shoot a couple under. My best round last year was, I think it was 5 under par at Cedar Lodge in America. And I came off, I was like, oh my God, what have I been doing wrong all these years? I'm just going to go and try and play. And then the day after, I shot like 83. It's like 11 over.
Right.
So it's very humbling.
Yeah.
Very humbling as well. Something to do with having far too much to drink that night after shooting. But yeah, and that's, again, that's the beauty of the game, because it can make you feel really high, but also it can smash you back down really, really quickly. So, yeah.
That's what I found last Thursday. When I had one of those holes where I think I did 1 or 2 over par, I said to my dad, I said, I'm actually quite good at this.
Yeah.
And then the hole after I did like 10 over par.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's very...
You've got to control your thoughts a little bit.
it's very humbling.
Yeah.
Very humbling sport.
Yeah.
I can see that. But like I said, equally, I can see why it's such an enjoyable day. And again, after I said to my dad, I said, let's book a day and let's go, try and get 18 holes in as soon as we can.
The key for me is if you're not enjoying it, don't go. Because at the end of the day, you're doing it primarily for enjoyment, primarily for to pass some time and spend time with your loved ones and your friends and stuff. Go and do something else if you're not enjoying it. Even if you're playing bad, you should really be enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're not at work, you're out in the fresh air, you're getting some exercise. Like the way you play, I feel like shouldn't really dictate how much fun you're having. Like it's nice to play well, it's always nice to play well, it's nice to score well, it's nice to win. But unless you're competing, if you're competing, like you're playing in a competition, a weekend competition or a national competition, then you want to be playing well, and you're probably not there for the enjoyment that much. You're probably there for the competition to compete. Even like Sunday League football or lower league rugby, it's like are you there to enjoy yourself? Sunday League, probably. Yeah. If you're only going to Sunday League football to win, I would question why.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. Like, is it the be all and end all? Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah.
If you go to win, fine, but I think you should still be enjoying yourself.
Yeah. Because you're going for a laugh with the lads.
Absolutely, yeah. It's camaraderie. Yeah. It's like you said, it's the beer afterwards.
I think the difference between when I played 9 holes with my stepdad and when I played with my dad was that I'm somebody that likes to be good at everything, and if I'm not good at something, I find it quite frustrating.
Yeah.
Like most people do, I guess. But then I've been reading this book recently. I've just finished it, called The Chimp Paradox.
I've seen it. I've read it.
Yeah.
Steve Peters.
Yeah. And I read one of the last chapters was about confidence.
Yeah.
And it was so enlightening that when I read it, it made sense from the first time I played to the second time I played.
Yeah.
It said true confidence is going to try do something or try and achieve something, knowing that all you can do is give it your best.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens.
Does he refer to a driving test in it, I think?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, what if nobody knew you were taking this test? Pass or fail, nobody would find out. How would you feel? You wouldn't care.
Yeah.
So why do you care?
Yeah.
I think that's what I take from him. So I think about that book probably weekly.
Right.
Like, because there's an area in there where you like control yourself.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, what if I hadn't controlled myself then, and I'd have just like let loose?
It was one of the best books that I've ever read. Even to the point where, how often do you find yourself driving, and how annoyed do you get at other drivers?
Yeah.
And then you think to yourself after, why did I get so annoyed?
Someone's beats me coming in here because I wasn't sure where to go, so I've like slowed down, and they've gone past me and beat me and got right aggressive. I'm like,
What does that achieve?
It's 7:30 in the morning. Let's just chill.
Yeah.
Like, you're late for work. I'm at the whole you up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Calm down.
But if it's not going to matter in 5 years,
They need Steve Peters, don't they?
yeah, literally. But the same thing happened to me. Like I feel like I've got a high level of emotional intelligence, and I'm somebody that can control my thoughts and my emotions in most situations. But when you're driving, it's like a different thing altogether,
Yeah.
I think. And I just started reading the book, and it obviously talks about the limbic part of the brain and the prefrontal cortex, sorry. And it was like the chimp part is the emotional part that doesn't think rationally, and the front part is the logical part. And I read that, and then I went to the gym, I came out, and someone had cut me up.
Yeah.
And I was like, just chill.
Yeah.
Don't beat me on.
Yeah.
And then I drove off, and I was like, oh.
You feel proud of yourself, don't you? Yeah. You feel better actually for not rising to it.
But it's like in any situation now, like most of the time, I'm not saying every time, but I think to myself, if it's not going to matter in 5 years' time, then
exactly.
What's the point in worrying about it now?
Yeah. Yeah. And that can help people with like people who are suffering with anxiety or anything like that. A lot of it is a problem you probably can't do anything unless it is in your control. Then I think have a think about what you can do. But there's so many things in life you can't control that you just got to get on with it.
Yeah. That is depression and anxiety in a nutshell for me. And the example I always give with that is that I think my depression stemmed from the fact that what happened to Liam, I blamed myself massively, but I was blaming myself for something that was completely out of my control. Mm-hmm. And I think for a lot of people, they dwell on the past a lot, which is a natural thing to do. But that's where depression seeps in.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at something in the past that you can't control. Whether somebody's sadly passed away or an event's happened or something of some significance has happened in the past, and you're constantly dwelling on it or looking back on it, you can't do anything about it.
No, and I think there's always something as well. So like when we last got together, we'd miscarried.
Yeah.
So we had that discussion and obviously it was upsetting time. Now we have Billy, who's amazing, he's 18 months old, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But we've lost my dad.
Yeah.
So it's like there's always going to be something that you weigh up. And similar to you with like you feel bad. So the 2 days before we lost my dad, I remember it vividly. I was at a golf day at Formby Hall, phone rang, my dad. It'll be all right, just a normal conversation. Yeah. What are you doing tomorrow? Can we go and see Billy? I said, yeah, you'll have to. He wasn't that well, so I thought I'd just try and get 9 holes.
Your dad wasn't well?
Yeah, try and get 9 holes out of him. Because he just loved being on the golf course. I was like, should we go and play golf on Friday? He says, oh, I'm not right up for it, but yeah, if the weather's all right, I will do. He says, but I really just want to come and see Billy. So, and I don't know if back of your head you're thinking, it maybe knew something we didn't, something like that, but played in the golf day, didn't think anything else of it. Had a bit to drink afterwards because it was a big charity day. Spent the next day pretty hungover, like just kind of drove back from Formby Hall. Never like picked up the phone to ring him and stuff. And we didn't speak on the Friday because the weather was bad. And I know he'd said, oh, if the weather's bad, we'll not bother. And he passed away on the Friday night. So my last ever conversation, and you can't change this, is, oh, I really want to see Billy. Yeah. And he never did. So like that. I don't know, that takes some getting over that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I won't say I'm over it yet. It's a very difficult thing to pass. And whoever you speak to about it, it's like, oh, well, you couldn't help it. I could help it because I could have took Billy to see him. Yeah. So you can say there that I can't change it now. So there's no point dwelling on it now, but you always just have that in you. You always have that. Would have loved just to.
But it was only, was it 3 months ago?
Yeah.
3 months ago.
It was April. It's just 5 months ago, yeah.
So again, it's again like the lifetime of things that happen, events. For me, it was like 2 or 3 years later that it sort of hit me. Yeah. But in your instance, it's still very sudden. And
very raw, yeah.
It's very raw, which is obviously very understandable. Like, you're not going to get over it like that. That's just not a natural thing to do, is it?
I don't know. I think losing someone, what happened is, for me, is very different because I feel like you're kind of supposed to lose your parents, aren't you, at some point? So that's normal. But I don't think you ever get over it. You never don't. I have things in my career that we do, and I get to go amazing places. And my dad was always buzz off it. So not long after we lost him, I went out to Arizona, to Scottsdale, for a big PXG trip. And my dad loved PXG. He was using the clubs at the time and stuff. And all I want to do every day was FaceTime him and show him stuff, and you just can't. And but the gut wrenching feeling is that you forget. So you forget they're not here. So you pick the phone up.
Yeah.
So you can't do it
That's
again.
hard.
Yeah.
That's difficult.
Yeah. So it's just hard, isn't it?
Yeah, really hard, mate.
But again, that's where we speak about golf and getting out and enjoying yourself. I've actually played more social golf since he's passed away than ever,
Right.
because I think that helps me. It takes
Yeah.
me away from it. Working's I found difficult for quite a while because he loved what I was doing, but I would always check in with him and go, "Oh, doing this today, got this." I've got a video of him on my computer that I haven't edited, and I see it just in a folder down. I'm like, I should really do that because I wanted to do it to show him before.
Yeah.
And again, it's another thing like the phone call about it. Just we never did it. So that's one thing that I don't know anyone who's watching. You'd be like, if you've got something like that,
Yeah.
you never know what's around the corner. Get it done and
Yeah.
go on that trip. Go and
Perspective, isn't it? It's always always perspective.
And one day I will edit that video and I'll put it on, not for the channel, just for because I feel like he sees it.
Yeah.
And that's silly. A lot of people disagree, but for me, like it's almost part of the kind of healing process a little bit. Like my family still finds it very difficult as well. So it was his birthday last week, so that's kind of brought it all back up as well.
Yeah.
So it's dates and times, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's tough.
100%, mate. But I think what you've achieved, I think you would be exceptionally proud of you.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't take solace in that. I don't know why.
Okay.
Like, thank you, but a lot of people say that,
Okay.
and it's like I don't know. I just think because life really for me isn't about achievements. It's about memories and family and what kind of person you are and stuff like that. And it's great to achieve stuff. It's great to have nice stuff. It's great to have a job that you love. But like losing someone like that, you just think, oh, I would happily go and work a job that I hate, just have another couple of weeks with it. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me, the perspective I'm in now. I think long term, like you want to provide for my wife, for Laura, for Billy, for stuff like that. So.
But like you said though, mate, it's perspective, isn't it? Like when you lose somebody suddenly of significance of your father or somebody like that, you're gonna have that perspective. And I always say this, my best friend sadly lost his sister, and when that happened, it makes me emotional thinking about it. Everything is always just put into perspective.
Yeah.
That argument that you've had, just forget about it. If somebody's asked to see you, go see them.
Yeah.
If someone wants to go on holiday, go on holiday.
Yeah.
When it comes to work, you think about doing a 12-hour day, like, well, for what for?
Yeah.
And I always say this, like, I am somebody that works significantly hard and I do a lot of hours and stuff like that. And sometimes I just think, oh, why? For what?
I agree with that, but I think I was quite weird about it. So the day after he passed away, I went to work, and it was a shoot that we'd arranged at the golf course he was a member at. So I've got there, flags at half mast. I've just fucking lost it, because I know it's a half mast for him. I've managed to do the work and stuff, and everyone who you see is like coming up to you and giving you a hug and stuff. And I'm like, why am I here? But I thought he wouldn't want me to waste a person's time who I've booked the shoot with. And I know he wouldn't, so that's why I did it. And the video came out good. It was a good video and stuff. But I remember just being on the camera thinking, like, I was like dead behind the eyes, like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. But that was my way of dealing with it at the time, whether it was right or wrong.
But I think
if I wouldn't have done that, I would have just sat at home and cried.
Yeah, but I think you just hit the nail on the head. Your dad wouldn't have wanted you to waste that person's time.
Yeah.
And that's credit to you and the relationship you had and the respect you had for your dad, which is obviously why you did it.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of it, sometimes, you think it's that age-old question of what's the meaning of life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you work your fucking ass off to earn money, to do nice things, but equally what the main goal in life is freedom.
Yeah.
But in your respect, you have that freedom because you work for yourself, and you technically could have a day off if you want to have a day off.
Yeah.
But you go to work because you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
It's like Dan. Dan loves what he does. He goes to work because he loves what he does.
Yeah.
I love what I do, but then sometimes equally, I'm on my laptop at 10 o'clock at night. I'm still replying to emails, and I'm just thinking,
yeah, why am I doing that?
It's just that question that you ask yourself on a daily basis.
I think every job has that though. Like I was up editing at 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
Because I knew that it's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so work this morning, come and do this, a little bit of work after this, and then we're going out this afternoon because Billy's at nursery. And it's like, you start thinking more, thinking, why am I doing this? But then every job has that. Like
Yeah.
I've got a dream job.
Yeah.
Like for me, for
Yeah.
90% of, well, a lot of people who like golf, it is a dream job. But there's always that little bit of shit that you've got to do to, like you said, emails,
Yeah.
computer work,
Yeah.
admin, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything's got it.
Yeah.
And I think our job on social media is to make it look like that isn't there. To make it look like, oh, all I do is I get up, like I have a bacon sandwich, I go and play some golf, I chuck my camera to someone to edit it, and then I go. And that's not the case. Like we very much kind of do kind of work. But
I think there's the other side of social media as well. I know we've spoken about this before. It's sometimes the shit that you get. And it's the thing that I'm fortunate enough that I don't get it very often, but when I do, I just think like, you know, you play golf, you're not doing anything controversial, you're not doing anything to piss anybody off.
No.
And sometimes you see the comments, and I remember one video in particular that I put on probably about a year ago on TikTok, and it was a snippet from a workshop that I did. I was basically telling these school kids that, you know, get up early, work hard. I like to get in a cold shower, you know, eat the frog, do something that requires hard work early on in the day, and the rest of the day will be easy. And the amount of shit that I got off people, like, why are you telling kids to jump in a cold shower? Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm trying to promote something positive, but it really upset me that so many people were giving me shit for trying to do something positive.
Yeah.
And I know when we last spoke, some of the comments that you get, it's like that's the other side of this business that you've got to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, and like, I think when it gets personal, that's difficult. But a lot of the stuff I get is like, for instance, if I do a video on a certain brand, oh, I'm sick of seeing this brand, or you're getting paid by this brand again. But I must have been paid by that many brands. I don't know why I'm here. I should be in Barbados, because everyone thinks that you do a video on something positive and you're getting like loads of money for it. And I don't know, people. The world's a very, very fickle place, and a lot of people are they don't like to see people positive.
No.
They want to see negativity.
100%.
If you want to see negativity, I don't know, go and sit in a dark room by yourself, because for me, very similar to you, I try and, there's always a positive angle to something, always. Yeah, there's negative stuff, and you will mention that. Like I do a lot of product reviews and location reviews and stuff, and I will always give an honest opinion on everything. I will always also try and end on a positive, because I feel like whoever has made that product, whoever's location it is, whoever's business it is, has worked hard to make it, and they deserve probably a little bit of a shit sandwich. Let's have a positive thing. Let's have maybe something you don't quite like, which is always going to be personal opinion anyway. So like that, I can't physically say that mug's absolutely shit. I can't, because you know what I mean? It might have been my taste.
Yeah.
I do quite like it. Actually.
I was thinking, Alan.
Yes, I smoke. But like, you could literally say like, oh, you know what? I really love the teardrop effect on the bottom of it. Not a huge fan of the ceramics on the bottom, but really it's a nice sized mug.
Yeah.
Positive, negative, positive.
Yeah.
So you've given an honest opinion, but because you've given probably a little bit more positive than negative, people, you're terrible, you're this, you're that, and you're like, you need to calm down because I'm talking about a mug. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, very strange. No. But like, yeah, when it gets like personal, like I'm not in a great place myself. Like, put some weight on. It's been a difficult time since losing my dad, and probably a little bit before that. Like having a baby is so hard as well. Like like my wife's doing so well with it. She works her ass off with Billy and stuff like that. But we've got a lovely little boy because of it. And like, you argue amongst yourselves as a family, like, why are we arguing here? And it's all just because it's a different lifestyle change. Then you throw my dad into the mix as well. And we're actually probably in a stronger place now because of it, because you have these really hard conversations. But then you get like you've put weight on. Like, yeah, well done. Like, if that makes you feel that, I get to the point now where I'm owning that, and I'm like going in and sorting it out. But also, I don't care about your opinion. I know how I feel about it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need, if you feel better saying that, well done. Because I'm sure, and I often reply and go, go and show your family that, because I'm sure they're really proud of you. And they go, oh, you've bit. Well, go and show your family and show them the whole thread. You've bit, because you just look pathetic.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? I think as well, when something really sad happens, like when your dad passed away or like my brother passed away, I think you have a certain tolerance to bullshit, and you just, and again,
you have a fuck off button, don't you?
yeah, just like, well, and again, from when I put that video on and I got loads of shit, I learned a lot from it. And now I get the odd comment from here and there, but I just think, well, how sad is your life?
Yeah.
Like, I feel genuinely sorry for you.
Yeah.
That your life is that bad, that you have to take time of your day to go on and actually take the effort
Yeah.
to press the comment button and type something out that's that negative. And it's always a reflection on them, isn't it?
And it's never, this sounds awful, but it's never somebody you would be jealous of.
No, it's not.
It's never somebody who you would want to swap positions with.
Yeah.
I think that's what hurts the people who are writing the negativity the most.
Yeah.
Because I know how lucky I am and how fortunate I am, and also how hard I've worked. And there's not many people, to be honest, I would want to kind of change lives with and swap with. But also, I don't think I've ever really left a negative comment.
No.
I might do a tongue-in-cheek thing with a friend. Which
Yeah.
is different.
Yeah.
But then I would never.
It's like you said though, that's the thing exactly. Like you're living your life in the way that you want to. Like no one's dictating what you're doing every day, and you've worked really hard and you've done really, really well. Equally, I've worked really hard and I've done all right. I only ever look at
Obviously
people.
you've done all right. I think you've done pretty well.
I look at people's comments. I look at people's posts on social media, and all I ever want to do is give love. Like I don't. I think when you're in a place that you're happy with, if you're happy with yourself and what you've achieved, you never look at somebody else's life in a negative way.
No.
You only try and find the positives. And I would never, ever in a million years, go on somebody's post and comment something negative.
Yeah.
I just don't see.
It's finding the time though. I don't have the time for it. Like even if I thought, like if I saw you in a post, look at him in Dubai again. Like, but even if I thought that, I wouldn't go like, oh, look at you in Dubai again.
Yeah.
Like what?
Why?
Why? Yeah. Just have a good time, mate.
Yeah.
Done. Even if you've got to, because I don't comment on stuff.
No.
Like I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch like a lot of, like I said, car stuff and other things like that. And there's videos that I absolutely love, and I've probably watched 4, 5, 6 times. I haven't commented on them going, oh, I love this. I just don't. Or equally, there's videos I've turned off within 10 seconds. But if I'm watching, I'm not going to comment and go, this is crap. Because just either you watch it, you enjoy it, or you don't. But, I don't know, but I suppose then building a community is interesting. I think I have people who comment on pretty much every video, like a lot of like guys in America and stuff like that. And they just want a chat. They just want a bit of a reply and stuff. And that's fine, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's finding the time to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And again, when you're as busy as what you are, it's difficult. And that's one thing I do feel quite guilty of sometimes is, especially on TikTok, I think that's the platform I've managed to grow the most amount of following on. And some videos go viral and you get thousands of comments.
Yeah.
And again, 99% of them are all lovely. And I feel guilty sometimes because I don't have the time to reply to them and just say thank you. So why the hell would I waste my time replying to the negative comment? Why would I give my time and energy to something like that when I don't
I'm on TikTok because, I mean, I'm on TikTok, but I'm not very good at it. But TikTok really is, it's short attention span, isn't it? It's gone. So if I never like go on it and look at stuff, to be honest, it's not my thing. I'll go on Instagram and look at reels and stuff. But if you're looking at reels and you're kind of down that hole, you don't go get outraged by something and go in and I don't understand it. Like for a YouTube video, you sat there for maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I sort of maybe get that because you sat there, you're watching it anyway. You can type if you're on a computer. You can type while you're watching it. But I mean, I watch all my YouTube on the TV anyway, because I think that's how it's set up now. If you're watching a 20-minute video, I'm not going to watch it on my phone.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I understand that. When you put it like that, it's quite interesting.
So I think different platforms serve different purposes, don't they?
Yeah. I think that's why TikTok is the easiest platform to grow on, because of how it's just short 30-second reels.
Yeah.
And again, your content is shown to people that don't follow you.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between TikTok and Instagram. Instagram, the majority of your content is shown to your followers.
Yeah.
Whereas TikTok, it's shown to everybody.
Serves to everyone,
but again, that's equally sometimes why it's bad, because if you post a video like the one I posted, and in the first 10 minutes people are negative, it pushes to all the other negative people.
Right.
That's how the algorithm works.
Because they don't care what they're saying, they just care that they're talking.
Yeah, so if you're getting constant comments saying this guy's a prick or whatever, like fuck off, all this stuff, it's just going to go to all those people that think the same thing.
Yeah.
And I ended up deleting it because I had, which I regret now, but I had 300 comments and I had one comment that was actually positive. There was 299 comments.
Yeah.
Individual people all giving me shit just because I said
Cold shower.
getting a cold shower. Honestly, people on TikTok hate ice baths and hate cold showers. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I'm not an ice bath man, but again, I wouldn't pass comment on it.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I like a jacuzzi.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I need to start talking about. No, I love it, mate. I love it. Thank you for your time. I think...
Anytime. Yeah. We need to get you on the golf course.
I'd love to, mate. I generally would love to. I've got the bug for it now. So, what's next with the YouTube channel?
I think keep going. Like I'm very, very kind of family driven at the minute. I'm turning down a lot of trips, a lot of work.
Yeah.
But just kind of keep spinning the plates and keep. I don't know. You never really know what's around the corner, do you? That's the thing. Like I really enjoy where I'm at. I really enjoy what we're doing. I don't strive to be the biggest and the best on the platform because for me that's out of reach.
Yeah.
I don't have that desire to employ loads and loads of people. But the business is doing well and we're enjoying it. So like you said, it's more the freedom, isn't it? And if I can carry on doing that for the next 5-10 years, brilliant.
Well, what was the day that you went full time?
When I made the money to cover the pro shop wage.
And how old were you at that point?
Oh, what was I? I don't even know how old I am now, Tom. I think I must have been like 26, 27.
So if you could go back to 26-year-old James that day that he decided to do it, and you could have a conversation with him, what would you say?
Crack on.
Do it.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll still be in the pro shop.
Yeah.
And no, that's a bad thing. A lot of people love working in pro shops, and I did for 10 years, 8 years, near enough. But yeah, I think if you want to go and do something different, I think you have to have a plan. For anyone that's listening, you think, oh, just go and do it. It's hard. You've got to have a plan.
Did you have a plan at that point?
Yeah, make the money.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that was coming in and you felt that was consistent, then make the jump to give yourself, it's freedom of time.
Yeah.
So if you're doing 30, 40 hours, so for instance, I was doing probably 30 hours in a shop and then maybe 20 hours teaching. So it's 50 hours a week. So it's a long week, 6 days, and you might have one day off, like a Tuesday off, which nobody wants to do. But I thought, well, those 30 hours, if I can make that revenue up by just making videos. So on top of that, I was then getting in early, like 5-6 o'clock in the summer to film the videos, to edit them in the shop, which wasn't ideal. Like kind of spinning the plates. You had to do it. Otherwise you do it at home in the evening and then it's not fair on your family life. But just tried to move one out, move it in, because financial security is key, isn't it? If you don't have that, like the
anxiety that comes with it.
Yeah, I don't think being reckless in that situation would have helped at all.
No.
But I also think having that desire to move out of the situation you're in, which wasn't a bad situation, but I just wanted a better situation for me.
Yeah.
That worked really well. And then from there, lessons also picked up. Then the online stuff took over the lesson financially and stuff. I was like, I love teaching, but also I love the financial and the time scale freedom of making the videos. And like some of the places I get to go to now, I mentioned Arizona, Scottsdale. I've been like to all of them, been to California to the major brand hubs like TaylorMade, Callaway. Tomorrow we're going down to PXG for a fitting shoot and stuff like that. So it's like,
where's PHC? Sorry.
They've got a London store they've just opened in Isha, which is really cool. And just working with these brands, like working with Puma, for example.
Yeah.
Never thought you'd be working with Puma.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Cool.
It's daft, but
the thing I love the most about what you said, Den, is and this is the thing that a lot of people will not see, is you said that I had to make it work. So I got up at 5-6 o'clock and I got in and I did it.
Ice bath. Shit, cold shower.
Nobody sees that bit though, do they?
No, they don't. No.
Everybody, especially on social media, everyone just sees the tip of the iceberg, but they don't see the 80% underneath of all the hard work.
Yeah.
They're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. They're doing the stuff that nobody wants to do.
Yeah.
And that's where you got to where you are now.
Yeah, now I don't go up at 5 o'clock. I probably should. I might start going to the gym with you.
I'll come play 18 holes if you get me ice bath. I don't think that's a fair exchange.
Is that win-win? I don't know.
No, James, pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Top man. Thank you.